Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jackie Aina. Wow, it feels amazing saying that again. This is my first time sitting down and filming to camera in the new year, 2021. Out with the old, in with the new. I just needed a break. And honestly, y'all, when your favorite content creators take breaks, please respect them. This year will be my 12th year on YouTube. I've pretty much been creating content everywhere else but YouTube right now. I'm on TikTok. Follow your girl at Jackie Aina if you haven't already. I launched a new Instagram platform at Lavishly Jackie, as well as a new vlog channel, which I haven't uploaded on yet, but it's coming, it's coming. I'm branching out this year. I'm giving more than just beauty. I'm letting people in a way that I never really have before. So stay tuned for that and make sure you're following your girl everywhere else. For those of you guys that don't care about any of that and you're just here for the Gucci Beauty, talk about launch. That's probably thrown a lot of us off. I just did not expect, I didn't know the girls were checking for Gucci Beauty like that, and that's not shade at all. It's just the truth. Gucci just recently launched a new foundation. It's called Fluide de Beaute. Yes, I am fluent in French. Oui, cafe, au lait, and croissant. This is called the Fluide de Beaute Natural Finish Fluid Foundation. Talk about the least interesting launch, but then I saw the packaging, and I'm not gonna lie, packaging just reels me in, and honestly, it does it for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna throw my hands up and say packaging is everything for me. Look at how beautiful this looks. Like, it's very Instagrammable. I want this on my bathroom counter. They have the nerve to send me 5 brown shades that are all actually close enough in skin tone. So I thought, okay, it's time to roll up our sleeves and start getting our hands dirty. Why don't we just go ahead and start with the primer? So this is the Silk Priming Serum. I'm not gonna lie, a priming serum scares me. Because is it gonna be oily? Is it gonna be sticky? Is it gonna be greasy and slimy? So this primer is supposed to give a luminous matte finish, which are two kind of, ooh, it smells really good. It's supposed to give a luminous matte finish, which is kind of contradictory, but I also kind of feel like I know what they mean by that. It does feel good on the skin, and it is scented. It's actually pretty strong. And I feel like the people who don't like fragrance and cosmetics are not gonna like this. It has that very sort of like dated Estee Lauder, Lancome smell that they put in cosmetics that I feel a lot of people are trying to move away from. It's not really light and pleasant, like it actually smells like perfume. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You can use any primer or none at all. It really just depends on what you like and what you don't like. I feel like it didn't really spread down to my chin and my jaw area, so I'm gonna just put a little dollop more on. How y'all doing though? Like, who cares about foundation right now? Does anybody care about foundation now? I know I do. Like, I don't know any other way to say that, but I know I do. I'm still photographed, I still blog, and being done up is still very much so a part of what I do in content creation, so I'm kind of here for it. Okay, so the primer's been cooking for a minute, and I'm not gonna lie, my skin feels amazing. It's really soft, and it does have squalene. It also, oh my God, I thought I saw a bug. I haven't been in my office for like a month, so you never know what kind of creepy crawlies are up in here. Roaches! Okay, I don't have roaches. So this primer claims it has squalene, which helps replenish the moisture barrier, leaving the skin hydrated and luminous. My skin feels really good. I would wear this primer with no makeup. And do I feel like my complexion looks a little bit more even? Yes. Yes, in fact, yes, I do. Yup, I do actually. Okay, so the 5 shades that Gucci Beaute gave me are 410W medium deep. We're gonna do, this is a really good quality packaging. The lid's heavy. It takes a moment, like you have to like really pull it to come off. Those of you that got kids might wanna take notes. You know the kids love getting into complexion products. Okay, so 410W, and I wanna say this is the shade that I was gonna buy. I actually was gonna buy this launch before I realized I was on their PR and they sent it to me. 4W10. 4W10 is described as medium deep with warm undertones. It's looking very red. It's really, really warm. Although it matches my complexion in depth, it doesn't quite mesh well with my undertones. You would see this if I wore this. You would definitely see it, especially if it's not the summer, and it's absolutely not right now. Haven't left my house in like 2 months. The shade that I know is absolutely not mine because there is quite a bit of depth in it is medium deep 4400. Oh, sorry. That's 440. Oh, what does that mean? 440. Oh, olive. Usually for olive, I expect to see it. And I don't know why. I feel like even through the matte packaging, this still looks red. Yeah. I just don't. Oh, it has the same smell as the primer. Y'all not gonna like that. Y'all not gonna like that. Call PETA. Call PETA. Let me investigate. Hold on. I will consider that a little bit more neutral warm. No, let me not confuse y'all. This to me gives neutral with slightly leaning more towards red than it does neutral olive. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. 450C is definitely cool tone. I can see it out of the bottle. Yep. I mean, so far, as much as, ooh, this one is very oily. Is it just me, or like, where the hell did all that oil come from? I don't know if that came from my makeup wipe, but something's leaking, girl. Oh my God. Who was in the lab, Gucci? Gucci, who was in the lab? So for all of these varying so-called undertones, they sure are looking the same. The only thing that I will say, the first one, what was that, 410? This was the one I was gonna buy because I was like, yeah, 410. I've become really good at just like eyeballing them online. Please don't ask me to do it for you. I can't do it for you at all unless I literally know you. Well, I can't even do that. I can't do that because I know people will ask. Don't ask me to shade match for you online. I can't do that. But I was definitely eyeballing 410W. And now that it's dried down, I feel like I can make it work. I still see a little bit of orange. Yeah, that's me being optimistic. But you know what? I'm gonna keep that one to the side because I feel like so far that looks like the closest match. All of these, as differently as they're described, I'm not really getting variety in undertones. Okay, maybe a little bit, but like not enough to say like warm, neutral, warm, olive. Cool. Okay, I have 420 in, so I'm assuming that's neutral. When in doubt, when everything looks too red, neutral tends to be a really good way to fall back for me. Neutral sometimes can look a little on the pink side, but like I'd rather be neutral than I'd rather be red. That is, I would say that's pretty neutral. Gucci. I just don't know if I'm seeing it for Gucci. And this formula feels really plush and hydrated, which I'm loving right now. I have really just been like loving a lot of moisture loving cosmetic and beauty products, including complexion. The last shade that I have here is 430C. So basically none of these is my damn color, but you know what? I can make them work. Yep, it looks red. The only things that actually look like what they're described as are the cool tones. But as you can see, 410 is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. It's disappearing pretty nicely. So let's just use that one. I also just realized this foundation retails for 68 Zolas. Wow, that's expensive. I think that the most expensive complexion product that I own right now is probably Pat McGrath's. I want to say this comes second. Damn, Gucci, girl, y'all are riding that wave right now, aren't y'all? Okay, girl, here comes the hot stipple. I put on powder already because you know I like to put a little light layer of translucent powder after I do a primer. It helps with longevity, and we will be doing a wear test today. I'm actually gonna do my foundation and my complexion in layers. I'm gonna do one light layer just so that you can see what the foundation looks like on my bare skin, and then I'm probably gonna end up adding more later. I look cute. The foundation is supposed to be medium coverage, natural finish for normal combination and oily skin types. It does not say dry. That tells me they're definitely going for the long wearer for makeup. They're going for the long wearer, the person who wants matte, no shine, and probably no movement either. That disappeared right. Wow. Now hold on. You know what this actually kind of reminds me of? Like the finish and stuff. It kind of reminds me of Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty foundation, but it actually has like a decent amount of coverage. Now, I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing, but I'm really trying to, oh wow. Oh, wait a minute. My skin looks a little blurred. Okay, looking a little filtered. Little Snapchat-ish. I don't know what happened over here, but I like it. I do. I think this looks good so far, but I'm not gonna get carried away because I'm not super confident about this color. That's what I was trying to explain earlier. I'm not super confident about this color. So what I'm doing is I'm concentrating most of it in the middle of my face. And then as we get down here, I shear it out. That way it doesn't look like super obvious that it's not my color. You know what I also just realized? I wish this was a hair darker. And the reason why that I say that is although it's a pretty decent match for the center of my face, obviously the jawline, chin, mustache area is visibly darker than the rest of my face. So it would be nice to kind of like match this and not this. But I think it's a sheer enough formula that I can kind of sort of make it work. And oh, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like the finish is looking real good. No, I have not shaved. Don't say nothing either. I'm about to take this wig off. I'm not gonna fix it. It's definitely looking like, to me, liquid skin. And I like the coverage of this. I don't even feel like I need to add more, but I'm gonna have to because I'm gonna add concealer and contour. Why have I also been doing less with my forehead? Because I just don't need a ton of coverage on my forehead, and then I wear wigs. So I just kind of let the concealer and contour do the work there. Now, because my skin has been pretty much back to normal, I'm not finding that I'm gonna need any more coverage than what I've added. As is so far, the verdict is that it's actually not that bad. The color difference does not look as obvious as I initially initially thought it was. I feel like when you swatch this color in particular, 410W, you could see that there's some red in there, but now that I've applied it and put it on, and once it dries down, it definitely looks more true to color. It definitely looks more warm. Unfortunately, out of all 5 of the colors that they sent me, there's no darker equivalent of this foundation that I know of. Maybe, I mean, like, maybe, girl, none of these are W. I have an olive, I have a neutral, and then they gave me 2 cools. I mean, did the girls do their research? You know my Fenty shade, you know my MAC shade, you know my NARS shade, Macau. So what time is it, gooch? Okay, so we need to add concealer, which I will do now. I'm using the Pat McGrath Labs concealer. Then I'm gonna use a bit of the Born This Way multi-sculpting concealer to contour. Now on a normal day, I would have done this first because I like concealing and contouring first underneath foundation. It just allows me the ability to use less product, but you know, for the purposes of demo, here we are. This is one of those products that is definitely my color once everything else is added. I mean, this is just my first initial analysis. Once everything else is added, it's doing something. I'm seeing something. I'm seeing something. I'm definitely seeing something. But like when swatched, it's not the best color. It's just not. And you know what? That's okay. Like not every single foundation that I'm gonna use is gonna be an actual skin graft, but so far, you might have done something. Okay, so contour, concealer, blend. Well, not fully blended. I left it a little bit so that the foundation can kind of mesh everything together. But so far, I like this. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. So it definitely dries down to like a matte finish, but it doesn't feel like the typical matte foundation that's just straight dryness. This feels nice and almost kind of somewhat hydrating. Now, last step that I need to do before I start to powder and dry everything down is one more drop of foundation and just kind of cook and just gonna give a light hate over everything just to finish it off. Not adding this for extra coverage, it's really to blend everything together. I'm so glad I did not powder this on. I love, damn it, love the way that this looks. I love the way that this looks just like this. It looks really, really good. My skin just looks like my own skin. Okay, I'm doing the same thing on this side. Once again, I'm not actually adding coverage. I'm really just doing this just to blend out all the harshness of the contour and the concealer. The foundation does smell good, but I know for a fact a lot of people are not gonna like this. But I do actually like the way that smells. I do, yeah, I do. Did you just see me change my mind? Like in real time?
I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Yep.
Yeah, you did. You did. It happens. Now the real test of time is gonna be whether or not this is gonna last. I also see why this would not necessarily be geared towards dry skin. I feel like this is the type of foundation that probably, just speculating, I don't have dry skin, at least not this season. This is the type of foundation that probably clings to dry patches. Like I can kind of feel it. A complexion product that's moisturizing but also has a powdery finish. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm gonna powder and finish the rest of my face and my complexion, wrap this up in a beautiful bow and give you guys my final thoughts before we wear this for the rest of the day and really see what time it is. Ooh, before I forget, I wanted to check in and say, as I'm applying more powder, I feel the dryness. In fact, I'm gonna go out on the limb and say this don't really need powder. This is matte. Like the moisture definitely gets sucked the longer you wear this. That's the first thing that I'm noticing. I also can't help but feel like that probably affects how these colors swatch. Like the dry down seems to be different from like when you first put it on while it's still wet, which is honestly like not an unfair observation. Like there are definitely some formulas that dry down slightly different than when they do wet. Like the Fenty, the original foundation that they came out with, a lot of people were saying the same thing. They swatched it and then when they wore it and it dried down, they were like, wait a minute, not slightly big difference, not a big difference, but you know, enough to be somewhat noticeable. That's definitely something that I'm seeing here. So dry people, I'm not one of you, so I cannot tell you if this is gonna work for you, but to me, it feels like a no. And now I definitely see why. All right, y'all, I'm back. It's been about an hour. I was supposed to film this a little bit earlier, but that's okay. Just for time's sake, it's now 6. It's already pretty late, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This is definitely not ideal for the time I would like to start a wear test, but I put this on at like 3. So technically it's already been like 3-ish hours. I'm just really slow today. I don't know why. I don't know if I was just feeling the moment, but it did take me a minute. So I have been wearing this for about an hour. So far, it has not budged. I am considering making a Target run for some necessities, So we'll see if I can get out the house for a sec. The first thing that I noticed is this foundation is not what it seems. When you put it on, you think oh, she's moisturized, she's hydrating, she's slippery. Not really. Like, I feel really, really matte right now. Really matte. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I am hoping that this is definitely gonna be the kind of foundation where, like, after I've lived in it for a couple hours, like, my natural oil will kick in and it'll kind of balance out to this sort of semi-matte skin like I don't know. It's described as a natural finish. I would 100% consider this a natural finish. What I do like about this foundation is the fact that it looks different dried down than when you apply it, because when you use some matte foundations, they're just really, really hard to work with. Sometimes, depending on the formula, think like Kat Von D, think like some of the super, super matte foundations that are out there on the market. To me, this is giving blendability, but make it dry down matte. That's exactly what this does. It almost kind of has, it also has like a liquid to powder finish, which I think is really, really beautiful. And I'm telling you, like, I have pretty high hopes about this foundation, but I'm gonna have to wear it all day, like till like 1 a.m. I can't even stay up that late, but I'm gonna try to at least get back in here at midnight to give you the final wear test. I do think it's a beautiful formula. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. The primer felt nice. I definitely do think it's ideal for oily and combination skin types. Maybe normal. I don't know, normal. I think you'd want to hydrate a little bit. I think you'd probably want to wear a different primer if your skin. I think you'd probably want to wear like a different primer or setting spray. But other than that, I think it's really beautiful. It feels velvety and the coverage is beautiful. The colors, I can't really judge the colors too harshly because, like I said, this one changed right in front of my eyes and it's pretty good match if I've never seen one. So I don't really care what it looks like when it swatches. If it looks like this when I'm done, I've done my job. I've done my job, period. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna check back in. Wait, but I don't have to come back at midnight because if I put this on at 3, then I'll do the math later. I'll check back in with y'all later. I'll see you in a bit. This is how I feel about how beautiful this base looks. So it's damn near the end of the day. Okay, it's 10 o'clock, it's 10:30. I know I said I was gonna give y'all midnight, but that didn't quite work out. But also, like I said, I started this makeup at 3. I'm picking up what Gucci's putting out, and I really like this foundation. The primer worked out great. By the way, my hands are ashy because I was cleaning beauty blenders. And if you know anything about the beauty blender solid cleanser, you know it looks like this. And I didn't bother to put on lotion because I'm about to wash my face, quite frankly. I don't feel like I need to moisturize if I'm gonna strip the moisture off in a few minutes anyway. So judge me not. Thank you. This formula, beautiful, impeccable, flawless, stunning. I have just enough natural oil peeking through. Lived in look, what I was talking about earlier, this is what I like. I like the way my face looks right now exactly as is. I would not change a single thing. I would not blot. This is an everyday Jackie Aina face. The coverage was perfect. The finish was just wow. The natural skin-like finish. It's really, really pretty. I know that sometimes what I see in person may not be true to what you see on camera. So if you feel differently, that's okay. But I'm giving my opinion on this product and I definitely give this an A+. I actually also want to commend Gucci as far as the variety in colors. It's refreshing to be able to see like varying different depth of shades to choose from. Whereas like if this was most mainstream brands, they probably would have given me like 2 that would probably look very, very different from each other. Although I was a lot iffy on the shades when I first watched them, even still they are different enough to where like I could probably find a summer shade because a lot of us tend to go a little bit more red in the summer, right? So that's always a plus. Overall, I think that for a launch, this is pretty damn impressive. I'm obviously not the darkest on the spectrum, I get that, but like I think for what I'm choosing from, it's not bad. I would have loved to have seen another color darker than mine, same undertone, because like I said, I feel like the color that I wore was a little on the borderline light side. In the summer, I definitely could not wear this, but for what it was, I do like this foundation. Gets a recommendation from me. That's all I got to say. Now that we're back on the swing of regular uploads and this is a new year, a new dawn, a new day, and I'm feeling fine. I'm looking fine too. Girl, welcome back to my channel. For real this time. I have so much fun content planned for this year that's not just beauty related, so stay tuned. But if you want to see more beauty videos, go ahead and click right here because I put it right. I'll link it for a reason, so you might as well watch it, right? Thank you.